Hello guys, so now I'm gonna talk about relational operators. So what are relational operators? It's kind of simple. So as you can see here, these are the examples of relational operators. If you have studied maths, you're kind of already like familiar with everything here. Let's just get into it. So let's say I print 2 is same as 3. By the way, I think I already told you this, but 2 equal sign means you're telling that 2 is same as 3. 1 is different. 1 equal sign is like assigning a value, but 2 means you're telling that 2 is equal to 3. So obviously this is false. So if I try to run it, I'll get false. So let's look at the second one. The second one, I'm telling 2 is not 2 is not equals to 3. So is it true? Is that statement true? 2 is not equals to 3. Well, it is true. 2 is not equals to 3. So you will get true. But if I tell 3 is not equals to 3, then that is false because 3 is equals to 3. So you can see here is false. So let's look at another one. Let's say I tell 3 is smaller than 2. Is this true? No, it's false. So you'll get false. But if I tell 1 is smaller than 2, and then it's true. The same goes to the bigger sign. So just compare these two operands, and then it is here 1 is not equal to 2. 1 is not bigger than 2, so you'll get false. False. Okay, let's say you wanna try 1 is more than or equals to 2. Well, both are false. 1 is not bigger than 2 or equals to 2. So both are false. So you get false. Well, let's say I type 2. Well, even though it's not bigger than 2, it is um, equals to 2. So it's true. And the same goes to the opposite sign. One is smaller than 2. Well, yeah, it is true. And that is all for relational operators. So now I'm going to talk about logical operators. So the way I like to think about logical operators are operators that kind of like combine relational operators, or you manipulate them, or kind of negotiate. No, not negotiate. Negate them. So the negate them, I'm actually referring to this sign. Okay, so let's see what do I mean by combine first, right? So let's say I print system out print 2 is same as 2 and 3 is same as 3. So you kind of like combining these with this. So and means you kind of like it's telling that it will return a true if both of these things are true. Otherwise, it will always return false, even if one of it is false. So if I try to run it, I'll get true because both are true. Not only two, but you can add how many operands you want to. So let's say I tell 2 is not equals to 2. Well, obviously this is false. So since one of it is false, the results or the result of this will be false too. So if I try to run it, I will get false. So there's actually two signs. First is double n, and second is 1n. Actually, if you try to run that in these things, if I replace the double n with a single n, you will actually get the same result. You won't see a different result, but there is a difference when using both of it. Okay. I'll explain later. Let's see this first. So this is called n. This is called n, and this thing is called or. So what is or? Well, or means if one of it is true, then the whole thing is considered true, even though others are false. So if I tell uh, if I tell 2 is equals to 2 is true, but I tell 3 is not equals to 3, and 2 is bigger than 1. So this is false and this is false. Even though both of it are false, you will get a true here. So since this is a true, you will get a true for the whole. So if you try to run it, will get true. So that's the difference between true, or and and. So let's see the not. So this is not, by the way. I like to call it negate. When if you get false, the thing will change it to true. If you get true, it will basically change it to false. What do I mean by that? If I literally tell true, well, true is a boolean, right? So if I try to negate it, I will invert the value. So true inverted is false. If I type false here, then if you try to run it, you will get a true here. So instead of giving a boolean value, I will give a relational expression. So I tell 2 is equals to 2, so which means it's true, but the true will negate or inverted to false by this character, the exclamation point. So the true will be changed to false. So you have to use the parentheses here. You need to give the bracket this here and here, so that you will get the value here, and then that thing will be negated by this exclamation point. So let's talk about the differences between double n and a single n. Okay, let's comment this out. By the way, if you guys still don't know what's comment, basically it's a anything you can that is written as a comment is not considered as a code. So it's usually for documentation, or when you write a code and then you pass it to another programmer, the programmer can understand by reading the comment. So you have to kind of like explain the comment in the comment. Explain the code in the comment. Okay. Before I explain the differences between these both, need to be familiar with another operator actually, and this is called thing unary operator. I'm not really sure, but it's okay. But if it's okay if you don't know about the name, but basically this 2 plus is considered as x is equals to x plus 1, or where you increment the x value by 1. So if you run it, you'll get 3. And by the way, not only that, not only you can plus like that, you can even minus. So if you minus, you kind of like decrementing the value by 1. So you'll get 1 because 2 minus 1 is 1. If it was 10, then you'll get 9. Not only that, let's say you want to decrement it by 2. So instead, I can write like this: x minus 2. So this thing is same as x equals to x minus 2. You got it? So this is kind of new, so get familiar with it. So if you try to run it, um oh, okay. Oh, sorry. Yes. So if I try to run it, I will get, okay, sorry for the delay, but if the x is 10, I can write like this, and be careful really, because just now I typed the equal sign first and then the subtract sign next, but actually the minus sign should be the first and then the equal sign should be the next. And if you type like that, it's basically you're telling x is equal to x minus 2, so you're kind of like decrementing the value by 2. And not only that, you can even plus by any value you want, like 10. Let's say decrement by 10, and now you get 18 because you first minus by 2 and then you increment by 10. You can even divide it by 10. It's the same thing, but just change the sign and 10, and now you get 1. Yep. Okay, so now you know this.